Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. WWE superstars behind the scenes. Be it in WWE or any other promotion, it is quite common for a wrestler to transition into a backstage role once their careers in front of the camera have begun to wind up. In a company with as high a production value as WWE, there are plenty of opportunities for an ex-wrestler to find a new lease of life backstage. In fact, there have been a few performers who made a bigger splash behind the scenes than between the ropes. In this list, we will look at 5 WWE wrestlers who found levels of success backstage that rivaled or even surpassed their in-ring careers. Perhaps the most prominent example in recent memory, Triple H has always held a greater degree of backstage influence than most of his co-workers, be it as a member of the clique or as Vince McMahon's son-in-law. The game is as skillful behind the scenes as he was in front of the camera. After years of being an influential in-ring figure, Triple H has decided to focus on molding a product for a new generation of wrestling fans. To say that his efforts have been met with universal acclaim is a gross understatement. Personally responsible for the signings of top names like AJ Styles and Finn Balor, as well as various homegrown talent like Alexa Bliss, the cerebral assassin learned how to cultivate talent. This eventually earned him a top corporate job within the company. The cerebral assassin also proved himself to be an expert booker, turning NXT from a developmental system to one of the hottest products in wrestling. The game had a winning formula. By mixing world-class signings from all around the world with performance-centered developed talent, he could bring out the best of both worlds. Despite being one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, Triple H has been able to replicate his success behind the scenes since transitioning into a part-time performer. Although health problems have put a stop to some of his plans, there is no doubt that upon his return he will get right back on his quest to achieve his ideal vision of WWE. An entire generation of WWE main events have owed their success to Dusty Rhodes. Known as an icon to fans and wrestlers alike, the American Dream has long since proven himself to be both a superstar in front of the camera and a mastermind behind it. In the earliest days of NXT and the WWE Performance Center, many of WWE's newest signees fell under the personal supervision of Dusty Rhodes. Whether it be helping accomplished wrestlers from outside become accustomed to the WWE style or starting at the very basics with a complete newcomer, Rhodes kept a close watch on his trainees. The American Dream helped the trainees develop their promo skills, improve their character work, and gave feedback on their in-ring performances. More importantly, he had grown into a friend, mentor, and father figure to these wrestlers who were lovingly dubbed his NXT kids. When Rhodes passed away in 2015, the wrestling world was shaken to its core. It was not just the passing of a legend but loss of a devoted teacher and confidant. Since his passing, many of Dusty Rhodes' NXT kids have gone on to rise to the very top of the industry. For most who aspire to wrestle for WWE, their first point of entry would usually be the Performance Center. The man in charge of this state-of-the-art facility is Matt Bloom. A tenured veteran of both WWE and the Japanese wrestling circuit, Bloom is known to fans as Albert, A-Train, Giant Bernard, and Tensei, among other names. Since retiring from the ring in 2014, the former Intercontinental Champion has worked to pass on his skills to the next generation of superstars. As head coach, Bloom's job is to assess prospective rookies and ensure they are able to work to a serviceable level before being sent out to perform. He also works alongside current talent in order to help them hone their skills. Under his watchful eye, many of his trainees have gone on to become stars on WWE's main roster. Among them include Omos, Liv Morgan, and Baron Corbin. As busy as ever today, the former hip-hop hippo works alongside his fellow coaches to continue to groom a whole new crop of future stars. When Vince McMahon began his takeover of the WWE in the 80s, he had no intention of sticking to the traditions set by his father. However, he did make one promise. He would look after the wrestlers who had been good to his father in the past. One of these wrestlers was Gorilla Monsoon. Monsoon worked under the elder McMahon and became a shareholder in WWF. Having been loyal to his father and seeking to end his in-ring career, the wily veteran sold his shares in the company to Vince McMahon in exchange for a lifetime contract of employment. Monsoon became one of WWE's greatest play-by-play commentators and was made their on-screen president in 1995. Although this was just a storyline title, the WWF president had considerable influence backstage over both the wrestlers and management. Having worked alongside Vince's father, Monsoon served as a mentor and confidant to the chairman. He also made it a point to wait right behind the curtain after matches and give his feedback to the wrestlers. So revered was Gorilla Monsoon backstage that he was selected as the man who would run the company had Vince McMahon been convicted in the steroid trial of 1993. Health problems forced the longtime fixture of WWE off the road in 1997, and he passed away 2 years later. Despite that, his legacy continues to live on in various ways. The title of WWF President was retired in honor of him, and wrestler Santino Marella was named as a tribute to Monsoon, whose real name was Robert James Gino Marella. Perhaps Gorilla Monsoon's most enduring impact on the business is the place that is known today as the Gorilla Position. Named after Monsoon's habit of waiting just behind the curtain to critique wrestlers after their matches, the Gorilla Position is essentially the main production area of any wrestling show. It was a fitting tribute to a man who was held in such high regard by his peers. To put it simply, WWE wouldn't be where it is today without Pat Patterson. An accomplished wrestler in his own right, Patterson is best known for being the first Intercontinental Champion and for his role in the 90s as one of Vince McMahon's stooges. Behind the scenes, however, Pat was far different from the yes man he played on screen. Patterson was Vince McMahon's right-hand man for many years and was one of the few employees who had a close personal friendship with the chairman. This closeness allowed Patterson to advise, disagree with, and even overrule McMahon on certain creative decisions. For the wrestlers, Patterson's knowledge was invaluable. The likes of Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, John Cena, Steve Austin, The Undertaker, and many other all-time greats were all personally mentored by Pat Patterson at some point. Patterson was able to help the wrestlers and map out their entire match with them. He knew exactly what a wrestler should do to elicit a certain response from the audience, and was a master of using the matches to tell a story. Due to this talent, he was widely sought out by the wrestlers. He was unafraid to push for a certain wrestler if he felt strongly enough about their talent. The Hall of Famer is also responsible for creating many of WWE's most memorable moments, including, but certainly not limited to, the character of The Undertaker, various WrestleMania main events, and of course, the Royal Rumble match. Patterson's passing in 2019 not only marked the death of a brilliant and talented mind, but also the loss of a constant presence behind the scenes. Many generations of wrestlers owe a lot to the wisdom of Pat Patterson, and his contributions to the WWE can never be understated. Behind the glitz and glamour of WWE's larger-than-life spectacle lies a world of grit, dedication, and camaraderie among its superstars. While the lights in the arena shine brightly during televised events, it's behind the scenes where the magic truly takes shape. This is the untold story of the superstars of WWE. Their struggles, their triumphs, and the unbreakable bonds they forge backstage. For WWE superstars, every match begins long before the bell rings. The backstage area is a hive of activity as wrestlers prepare physically and mentally for their bouts. Some, like Seth "Freakin' Rollins, are known for their elaborate warm-up routines. Rollins often spends time stretching and shadow wrestling to get his body in peak condition. Others, like Becky Lynch, focus on mental preparation, pacing the locker room, and reciting key points of their promos to ensure they connect with the audience. There's also a strong culture of collaboration. Superstars like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, who are celebrated for their in-ring storytelling, often huddle with their opponents to discuss match pacing, spots, and how to elicit the best crowd reactions. It's a testament to the professionalism and mutual respect shared among the roster. Despite the rivalries portrayed on screen, the WWE locker room is a tight-knit community. Superstars often travel together, share meals, and support each other through the physical and emotional tolls of their grueling schedule. The camaraderie is especially evident during tough times, such as injuries or personal losses. One heartwarming example comes from Big E, who suffered a severe neck injury in 2022. Behind the scenes, superstars rallied around him, visiting him in the hospital and sending messages of support. Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, his New Day brothers, were particularly vocal about their love and admiration for him, proving that their bond extends far beyond the ring. The WWE Performance Center also fosters this sense of family. Aspiring wrestlers who train there often form lifelong friendships. Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair, for instance, have spoken about how their shared journey from NXT to the main roster created a bond that remains unshaken despite their kayfabe rivalries. Much of the magic of WWE lies in its storytelling, and that art is honed behind the scenes. Creative teams work closely with superstars to craft compelling narratives that resonate with fans. However, the superstars themselves often have significant input into their characters and storylines. Take Roman Reigns, for example. His transformation into the tribal chief was a collaborative effort between himself, Paul Heyman, and WWE's creative minds. Reigns has been open about how he wanted to create a character that felt authentic and grounded, leading to one of the most celebrated runs in modern WWE history. Similarly, Bray Wyatt's work as the Fiend showcased the immense creativity that happens behind the curtain. Wyatt worked tirelessly on the character's mythology, crafting intricate details that blurred the line between reality and fiction. His colleagues often marveled at his dedication, and his creative process inspired many in the locker room. The life of a WWE superstar is not for the faint of heart. The demanding travel schedule, physical toll, and time away from family can be overwhelming. Many superstars have spoken candidly about the sacrifices they make for their craft. For some, the road is a double-edged sword. While the constant travel can be exhausting, it also offers opportunities for bonding. Tag teams like the Usos and the Street Profits often spend their downtime on the road joking around, sharing playlists, and dreaming up new moves to wow the audience. However, the pressures of the job are undeniable. Superstars like Sasha Banks, now Mercedes Moné, have taken breaks from wrestling to focus on their mental health, shedding light on the importance of self-care in such a high-pressure industry. WWE has responded by providing wellness programs and support systems to help talent navigate these challenges. While the superstars are the faces of WWE, the backstage crew plays a crucial role in bringing the product to life. From the camera operators capturing every impactful move to the writers scripting weekly episodes, these unsung heroes work tirelessly to ensure the show runs smoothly. One of the most vital backstage roles is that of the producers, many of whom are former wrestlers. Legends like Devon Dudley and Jamie Noble provide guidance to the current roster, helping them structure matches and develop their storytelling. Their experience and insights are invaluable to both newcomers and veterans. The ring crew, too, deserves recognition. These individuals are responsible for setting up and dismantling the ring, lighting, and staging for every show. Their work often goes unnoticed by fans, but without them, the spectacle of WWE wouldn't be possible. Life backstage isn't all work and no play. Superstars often find ways to inject humor and fun into their routines, creating memorable moments that are shared in interviews and documentaries. Randy Orton, known for his pranks, has a reputation for keeping his colleagues on their toes. Whether it's hiding someone's gear or delivering a perfectly timed joke, Orton's antics are a source of laughter in the locker room. Similarly, superstars like R-Truth and The Miz are known for their comedic timing, both on-screen and off. One standout moment came during WrestleMania week, when The Undertaker, typically a serious figure, joined a karaoke session with his colleagues. The sight of the Deadmen belting out classic rock tunes left everyone in stitches and became a cherished memory for those who witnessed it. Ultimately, what happens behind the scenes at WWE is just as important as what unfolds in the ring. The relationships forged, the lessons learned, and the shared passion for entertaining fans create a unique environment that superstars carry with them for life. This family culture is perhaps best exemplified by WWE's tributes to its legends and fallen stars. From the Hall of Fame inductions to the emotional in-ring memorials, WWE's commitment to honoring its past speaks volumes about the bonds that unite its roster across generations. The world of WWE is much more than what meets the eye. Behind the scenes, superstars work tirelessly to hone their craft, support one another, and bring joy to millions of fans worldwide. Their stories of perseverance, creativity, and camaraderie remind us why WWE remains the pinnacle of sports entertainment.